Chris Black. I'm the Managing Director of Sound Leisure, family business based in Leeds, Crossgates. Work alongside my father, my wife, my brother, my son, and another 70 odd people. We are mainly known for manufacturing classic jukeboxes. So we're one of 2 classic style jukebox manufacturers in the world. We're the only one in Europe, the other one's in America. And we specialize in recreating the beautiful machines of the 1940s and 50s. So that's the main part of the business. We also operate jukeboxes, background music systems nationally throughout the pub trade. And we have a children's play division that supplies distraction areas, things that you find in waiting rooms, in doctor surgeries, hospitals, things like that. And then behind all that, we do a bit of woodworking for people, because we've got the cabinet shop, we've got a metal shop on site, we've got an R&D team on site that works for us mainly, but also puts the services out to other people as well. So we're sort of like a one-stop shop for a lot of things, but the cool and groovy bits, these things in the background, and that's the bit people pick up on, to be honest.
No, well, I mean, for as Zoom backdrops go, that's probably one of the best I've seen. There's no probably about it. That's the best I've seen. That's incredible.
That's good.
We're all, there's, my daughter had a daughter 5 weeks back. She's called Etta, based on the fact that I've got vinyls of Etta James sat downstairs.
Fantastic,
there's a real love there, and you see that in the background. It's incredible. So no.
Well, that's it, and we like to say we manufacture memories, and because people that look at jukeboxes, they've all got they always, it brings an emotion out in people, and most people can remember a song, or they can relate to a period in their life, good or bad, that's got a song related to it. And we, as I say, we like to say that that's what we're manufacturing, because people always remember owning a jukebox when they've had one, but it also transports them back to a better time, if you want, which is quite relevant at the moment.
No, exactly that. I mean, I've got a life goal now to get one of those in my man cave when I get one, so life goals put in. But no, like you say, it's spreading a bit of happiness and positivity at a time that sorely needs it. I mean, that's kind of what we're aiming to do with these as well. So I mean, looking back over the last 8 months, how's COVID affected you? What's it done to your business?
Wow, right. So back in March, if we roll back, I actually went down with COVID in mid-March, and we had a shop in Leeds in the Victoria Centre, just behind John Lewis's. So I was working in there that weekend with my brother. So everything was fine. Came home on the Monday morning. Came to work on the Monday. Everything was fine. Started to feel a bit groggy Monday afternoon. Went home, went to bed, got out 2 weeks later, couldn't walk, anything. But in the process, took my brother out of the business, took my wife out of the business, took my son out of the business, because they all had to self-isolate. So literally the management team went down to 1, which was my father and Joanne and Alan. So we had a few people left, but it had a big effect. So obviously, I think like most people, I mean, I remember him lying in bed typing messages to Leeds City Council and to the bank manager saying, don't quite know what's going to go on here. But look, it's a shock, and it was a shock to the business. We've traded through it. We shut the factory down. We had a container going out to China, and we literally sent everybody home other than about 5 key members of the team who managed to finish the order off, load it onto a container, and then literally shut the place down. The pub division obviously was shut. That was easy because all the pubs were closed. So that made life a bit easier. But then I was in a mess for 5 weeks. And then we started getting inquiries for PPE and to help out on certain things that I can't really talk about. But we opened up for probably 6 weeks, did a lot of PPE that involved plastic work. We've got a plastic shop around the back, who's the sister company that's in the back of the factory. We did a lot with the woodworking division. And look, we learned a lot from it. We saw some members of the team that were quite high up that, in all honesty, bottled it. They fell apart through it, either mentally or it was just something not out of the normal. We had people lower down the ranks who shone like superstars and just ploughed through it and got stuck in. And I think as a whole, the team gelled together a lot better because, especially when we came in for doing the PPE, completely different products that we were manufacturing and a completely different way of working. When you're building the machines like I've got in the background, everything's about quality and building that Rolls-Royce, Bentley finish, getting that in there.
Sure.
And in all honesty, with a lot of the other things that we were being asked to manufacture, it was just like, we just need these fast, get them out to us, and you can let your quality drop a little bit because we just need it. It's more important to have it than not have it. And it was, so from a business point of view, from the guys on the shop floor and the girls on the shop floor, that took a bit of getting used to. And for some of the products, and some of them were quite complex. We were building, so like, I think in the first day we were built 25, and by the end of it we were building 75 a day. And but that was great because it got everybody together from different divisions within the business that don't normally have to really liaise with each other. So we had the wood shop, we're working with people in the factory, and normally things come through the door and that's the factory that deals with it then. But for the first time, they all had to get in a room and go, right, how do we get this faster? How do we improve on it? If we change this, if we do this, does that help you? And what we've seen since we've come back is, I mean, we got hit with a barrage of orders. I mean, like, it was like a tsunami when we walked in. I've never seen anything like it because people weren't going on holiday. They've had cruises cancelled. They don't think they're going to be doing it next year. So they've been ringing up saying, look, this is about the same price as what we spend on a decent holiday. Just build us one. If we're getting locked in, let's lock in and have a dance and brighten the room up. So, but what that has done is, since we've come back, the wood shop have actually, the production in the last 6 weeks has gone up by 100%, with no more people, no extra time, just by going back to what we did while we were shut down and thinking out of the box, thinking, right, if we do this and it changes this and we do that, and I know you shouldn't really say this, but it's been fun because I've been involved as well, and Cathars and people that aren't normally involved daily in the production run, if you want. Been great because we in the lockdown period, it was hard work. I mean, wow. I mean, I'm not scared of working, but we blew everything out. We were finished when we went home on a night, but it was exciting. It was like it was all I can relate to. It was like setting up a brand new business. The only downside is you had the overheads of a business that's been established for 40 odd years. So that was the downside, but that was also some of the incentive, because it was, right, if we do this, that means we get to there. And if we get to there, that means we can do this. And it was fun. And it still is. I mean, look, we're all doing things that we probably weren't doing 6-8 months ago. I'm still, I mean, we talked before this, I've got quite a few people that are off self-isolating at the minute. So yeah, I will be out on the shop floor next week packing a container with the guys down there to get it out. Sometimes you just have to do what's needed to get through it. But we've learned that the team are very flexible. They will sort of like jump up to the challenge. They'll think out of the box. And it's been good. It's probably won't want to do it again, but we've learned from it. And we're saying that we're in lockdown again, but I think we're more prepared this time, obviously, than we were 6-8 months ago, because now we know what's coming. We know the furlough scheme's there. We know what we can do, what we can't do. It was such a change prior to this. But we're here, which is the first thing. In March, I was thinking, how the hell are we going to survive this? The whole world shut down for the first time, being an exporter, which we're selling 65-75% of everything we manufacture goes abroad. Right. So we were the Yorkshire Post Exporters of the Year 2019-20, and wow, we won't be this year because it just went like that.
No, it's to say it's brilliant because obviously, my background, team sports, and that kind of dynamic teamwork and leadership. Like you say, you have to dive in sometimes and just do the jobs that need doing. And to hear that they were willing to do it shows. I think that shows the kind of leadership you guys are showing, that kind of trust in your people, that you listen to their ideas, and I think that gives people a lot of inspiration. Um,
Well, I
it
think
sound, yeah, I mean that to me sounds like sort of something that a lot of companies wouldn't give people the freedom to do. Whereas you've really gone that. How do we make this quicker? I mean, to increase your wood work, so wood shop, you're saying increase the productivity by 100%. I mean, that's incredible. Just re-looking at processes and
it
having
is,
that
and
freedom
that
to do
was
it. Yeah.
what it was. And I think one advantage we had because of the shutdown was that people actually had time to sit back and look, because they were under pressure to get things out all the time straight away when we came back. It was like, sit back. And I think what we've tried to instill in everybody is, look, if you change and it doesn't work, what have you lost? You can go back to how you did it before.
Yeah.
But if you change and it makes it better, like, fantastic. It's win-win. Nobody's going to come downstairs with a big stick and start beating people if it's not done right. It's just like, we've got to keep trying different things, or you're going backwards.
No, and I'm saying from a company that sort of pushes, and from say my background, it pushes sort of that continual improvement and constantly sort of pushing forward. It's really great to hear that that's A, being done, and B, really working. I'm saying for a company of your size to have that sort of level of sort of buy-in from everyone just sort of shows what great, as I say, to me, leadership and teamwork you guys have shown through this. Would you say that's the key part to this?
Yeah,
Was
I
it
think
anything
so. I
else you
mean,
did?
look, yeah, and I mean, I don't want us to look like some amazing business. You've got people that don't buy it. Do you know what I mean? You still got
Yeah.
people that are saying, "Oh no, it'll never work," but as long as you've got more of the good ones who are willing to change, within a couple of weeks, everybody's on board without knowing it anyway. So it's just you need the key people just to say, right, this is what we're going to do, and drive it through. Look, I'm not an academic. I left school at 16 and couldn't wait to get out of there. All I know is hard work, and that'll do me. If somebody tells me we can't do something, we'll prove them that we can. I mean, it's like 100%. We will make sure we can do it, whether it's me or in the factory. I
Yeah.
drive them mad sometimes, but we've got through. We're where we are now. Who knows what the next 12 months happens? I mean, what's going to happen? But I know we'll give it our best shot, no matter what it is.
No, that's brilliant. And so it's from a man that sort of has a similar mentality and has seen that kind of hard work ethic sort of thing work. It's great to see, and the fact that the product you're bringing to people on the back of that is sort of joyful as it is great to see. The fact that that sort of thing's going on is amazing. I mean, we'd normally ask, if you went back to March, what would you do sooner? But I think if you're laid up with COVID yourself, there's not a huge amount you could do sooner.
I won't catch COVID. That's what I'll do.
No, well, yeah, you could dodge it, but blimey, that can't have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, must have had some real challenges out on a personal level as well as on a professional one. Like you said, the whole management team wiped out in one go, and your dad's running things by himself, more or less. I mean, that must have been a big.
Yeah, it was, and I
he'd run
mean,
it before.
it was. I mean, luckily we've got another sort of like 2 or 3 key people at that level that really stepped up to the mark as well. Because I mean, looking back now, I mean, it was chaos to start off with, because nobody knew what was going on. I mean, there wasn't a business in the land, no matter how big or small, knew what was happening. And it's, I mean, my father's 75, so really, he don't need the hassle.
Sure, yeah.
So it's, but look, you get through it, don't you? And it's like you battle through, and you've just got to stand up and be counted sometimes, and that's it. I mean, I've just cleared all my emails down, finally caught up on the amount of emails that I can't remember sending when I was off. It's unbelievable. I was still sat in bed doing stuff, but I can't remember it. It was like a blur.
No, that's crazy. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, your dad stepping up and doing that, and you saying about that hard work and ethic. I mean, is that the thing you've learned most about yourself during all this? It's just that, look, if you just get out there and push, or if you
Yeah, I mean,
reflect yourself on things.
what have you learnt about yourself? I mean, to be honest, probably not had a lot of time to think about it. It has been, as I say, pretty full on. It's only this last 2 weeks, really, that we've sat down, or 3 weeks, where we've said, right, we've been firefighting long enough now. We need to now start planning what next year is. And we're now bringing people back into the business now. So we're setting on again. We've got 2 people. One just started on Monday. Another one starts a week on Monday. Just to sort of like shore up some of the management team, really. So we've seen where there's been a few gaps, and we've had people leave. And these are the first 2. So we're hoping from this side, one of the things I've learned is really that we probably need to employ at a higher level than we've done before. So pay a little bit more and get people in with a bit more experience, but not being detrimental to the people that were here in the past or are still here. Like every team, you need your leaders and you need your workers as well, don't you? And they all play their part. And without the guy who's packing the machine and sending them out, don't matter how good the guy is who's designing them, or it's like they're still not going out of the door. So that's the thing that everybody's got to realise. But from me, I think it's just trying to. Obviously, you've got to look back and learn from it. But as I say, I think we're still in that bit of a crazy world where things are changing. I mean, I went home last Friday. We just had the best month we've had for 12 months. Once again, not wanting to blow our trumpet. The previous 8 months weren't that fantastic. But I went home and sort of like pulled a bear and thought, that's been a great effort. Everybody's done such a good effort. We'd planned all day Friday for what we were going to do with the operating division, with the machines in pubs, etc. And then by Saturday evening, it was just like the rug had been pulled again and we're in lockdown and all that division's closed again. So, but every business is the same. It's like everybody's going through the same stuff, and we're just probably seeing the extremes within one business, having one side that's crazy busy and another side that's completely finished for now. But look, we adapt, we change, we will regroup, and that's what you do. Tomorrow's another day and we'll go out fighting again.
No, exactly that. And I think it's sort of, when you're saying about hiring different people, or hiring a slightly different way, when you look at sort of who stood up and who didn't during the thing, it's like we sort of promote pushing attitude, so hire on attitude rather than experience, because you can teach people things, but you can't change who they are. Would you say that was something?
100%. I mean, we as a family, and more Kath, my wife, than me, get heavily involved or have been involved with the Leeds Manufacturing Alliance, who have just set up the Leeds Manufacturing Week this week, and with Leeds City Council and the Chamber, etc. But if you speak to any of the manufacturers that are on that group with us, I think the most important thing they will say about anybody, whether it's school leavers, especially school leavers, really, it's their attitude. It doesn't matter what exam results they've got. It doesn't matter how fantastic they come. But if they don't have the, I don't know, if they don't want to get out of bed on the morning and they're dragging themselves, you want people that want to be here, who want to get stuck in, and look, like you say, you can train people. But you can't really give them that get up and go attitude, which is like, let's go get it. And that, to me, people do come for interviews, obviously, and probably a lot of your members will probably think it's a crazy thing, but I just want people that have got common sense. I want people that have got the attitude that's right. And obviously this depends on which role you're doing, but if they've got those two things, you can go a long way. And people you speak to, common sense is massive for me. It's like you sit down, and I've sat down with some extremely clever people, and I have my head in my hands sometimes, and they're probably doing the same with me. But it is, you've got to just have that common sense, that get up and go spirit, and you can go a long way.
No, that's brilliant. And as you say, it's exactly what we sort of teach, and we help people sort of recruit people on board. It's make sure they buy into your vision as a company and what you want to do. And like you say, you manufacture joy and memories. So you want people who want to be doing that, and just having that attitude to, despite whatever else is going on, get up and go, I think are two sort of huge things. So no, that's great. I mean, so looking forward now, I mean, assuming that we all come out in December and the vaccine's produced, and that all, Christmas comes in and we're all sort of ding-donging merrily on high. What does the future look like for next year for you guys? Where are we planning on expanding, assuming that COVID calms down?
Right. Well, we've also got that other little thing called Brexit that's just been hiding in the background as well. So us as an exporter, that's got a massive impact on us. So we're now actively looking more towards we're pushing into China and Thailand, especially. We've got our aims on a few other territories as well, further afield. America we already deal with, but it's a difficult one this year to actually say what will happen, because France is a massive market for us at the moment. What we saw last year when we were supposed to be coming out last year, it decimated the export market. Obviously, it does look as though we will be coming out on the end of December. So look, what we've got to do, I am not expecting a lot of expansion next year. What I'm expecting is hopefully quite a level year. We don't want to drop too much, but try and promote more in the UK and tell people what we do. Look at London and places as an export if you want.
Sure, yeah.
And look, there's a lot of people that over the past, this year especially, that are thinking more about spending more time at home, building bars at home, building man caves, sheds in the gardens, etc. So we're looking at expanding our showroom, expanding our offering to be more games room related. So obviously we manufacture the jukeboxes, but we can be selling pool tables, neon signs. I can get hold of the old 1950s Coke fridges, petrol pumps.
Oh, nice.
So anything like this, we know we can do. So we're 3/4 away of redeveloping the web page, which that's hopefully will come out early next year. Once that's done, we can have all the branding done on the building. We're lucky we just in Crossgates, but we've got a main road now passing our door, which opened last year for the new ring road. So we'll open everything up and start shouting about what we're doing. And look, there'll be challenges, but that's the way we'll be going more, which towards more games room and just bringing other things in that we don't have to manufacture, but we know we can support, we can supply something unique. We've got a new product that we're launching, which will open up a whole new market for us once again, which is very unique, music-based products that we've been working on for 12 months. So that's virtually finished now, and it's just finding the right time to launch that now.
Sure.
So look, there's tons going on. I mean, if you want to tell me about everything we're doing and the positive things that can happen next year, you'll be sat here at Christmas. But it's we've got lots happening. There's lots of positivity as well as hard challenges ahead, but we concentrate on the positive stuff. We can't do anything about the negative stuff. If we can, we change it. If we can't, bin it, and let's move on with the positive stuff.
No, that's it's one of the huge things when people ask me what I brought out of rugby. One of the biggest things is control what you can control, and if you can't control it, get rid of it. So that's exactly what you said there. So no, I mean, thank you very much for this morning, Chris. It's been brilliant. I mean, so what you do in a product is amazing, but how you're doing it also is something I think a lot of people can take a lot of inspiration from. So thank you very much for your time.
That's great. And we're open for business. So give us a shout.
I hope to be there by Christmas. That's where I'm going.
We do virtual tours. You're fine. All right.
Man.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye.